Hey guys, welcome back here to Advanced Bass Fishing. Appreciate you guys swinging by the channel and checking out today's episode. And guys, today I'm going to show you a lure that I have a love-hate relationship with that I can't stand throwing it, but at the same time I like to throw it because it catches big fish, and I don't have a very good attitude about it, but it's a fish catching bait, especially in the month of February, and that's the Alabama rig. And guys, I got some tips and advice I want to share with you guys on Alabama rig fishing. It's worked for me. I don't know about everybody else, but I've had a lot of success here in the Ozarks on them. And I've got a little bit of a system that I use that I want to share with you guys in today's episode here. And also, guys, I'll put some of my favorite Alabama rigs in the link in the description here, in my Tackle Warehouse link. The ones that I like are these ones. This is called the Hog Farmer here. And this thing works pretty good. I mean, it's a smaller profile A-rig. So I'll put the Hog Farmer Alabama rig link in my Tackle Warehouse description of the video if you guys would like to pick up a couple. Really appreciate that. And again, thank you guys for everybody that's been supporting the channel by using those links and subscribing. Really appreciate that. Okay, guys, the Alabama rig, man, it's been around forever. Well, not forever, but it's been around for, man, going on 20 years now. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it's been close to that. And it's like, it was one of the most, oddball revolutionary lures that ever came out the first 2 or 3 years were when people started using it. It caught so many big fish. And then like anything else, the bass got conditioned to it over the course of the years. Now, the evolution of the Alabama rig, it used to be a rig that was like, twice this big. I mean, most of them were like a foot, the wires were a foot long, and people were running big. If you remember back when they first started throwing it, they were throwing those big 5 and 6 inch swim baits on it. But what has happened, and what I want to talk about in today's video, is as the bass got more educated to Alabama rigs, they start preferring a smaller profile Alabama rig. So I have been going down the last 5 years or so to these short wires. These wires are only 4 or 5 inches long with the small swim baits, like this little 2 1/4 inch Kitech here, or that little Mega Bass Spark Shad. And these downsized Alabama rigs, guys, really produce well for me versus the larger ones. So that's what I really want to talk about. Okay, first of all, let's talk a little bit about the setup, and then I'm going to talk about where I fish it at in the month of February specifically. Again, this is the one that I use, and most of the time I like to use 16th or 1/8 ounce heads, jig heads, on my swim baits here. A lot of people put like different kinds on there, bigger and smaller. I put the same size and same color swim bait on all of them. It's like I've never been able to like attract one over another by putting a different one or a different color. So I put them all the same on there. That's, I've had good success doing that. I throw it on a flipping stick, usually with 20-pound test Seaguar and Vizex fluorocarbon line. That's my setup with it. And also, guys, before I get into the area, let me give you one tip on catching fish on an Alabama rig that'll really help you out. When you cast your A-rig out there and you begin retrieving it, don't just reel the A-rig in with a steady retrieve. You need to reel it with a hesitation. Now, there's 2 different ways to fish it. I'll either reel it like this and then give it a fast half pause occasionally, but what I like to do moreover is I throw it out there, reel it like this, coming through the water, and then I'll shake my rod tip like that. So I'll be reeling it like this, and I'll just shake my rod tip. And that erratic action, the A-rig's coming through the water column like this, and I shake that rod tip and it goes like this. And a lot of times that irregular action will cause the fish to really get on it and strike it. I don't hardly catch anything on a straight retrieve. It's always with a stop and go or more hesitation like that. So definitely remember that in your fishing. Okay, the next thing with an A-rig is where you want to throw it at. Now, depending upon the lake that you're fishing, there's going to be different type of structures, but here is the most productive for me. Number one, an A-rig will work in a wide range of water clarities. I like to have at least 3 foot of visibility. 3 to 6 foot of visibility is my key window for an A-rig. But one of the things in the month of February you want to remember when you're throwing an A-rig is when you throw it is just as important as the area you throw it in, because an A-rig will always work better on a windy type of a day, specifically if there's some overcast. So you're not going to catch that many on an A-rig if you have slick conditions, unless you're fishing some really off-colored water. But for most February bass fishing conditions where I'm in that 4 foot of visibility or so, I need wind. I want at least a 10 mile an hour wind. 10 to 20 mile an hour winds perfect for an A-rig. Coupled up with the lower light conditions. So if I get a day out there in February where the water temperature's in the upper 40s to low 50s, and I've got 4 foot of visibility and I've got a cloudy, windy day, that is perfect scenario for A-rig fishing because it activates the fish. I mean, this is a bulky bait. I mean, there's a lot to it here, so that it always works better with a little wind and low light conditions. Next thing you want to fish it on, guys, is you can't go wrong just fishing the A-rig on points. If you just do nothing but run points, run secondary points, run main lake points with an A-rig, you're going to catch some fish. Most of the time what I like to do is I'll throw my A-rig out there and I always want it to hit the bottom. So I let it hit the bottom and then I snap it to get it started, and then I begin my retrieve. Slow rolling that retrieve, trying to keep it pretty close to the bottom. That's the way that I do the best. Next to points is some type of a steep channel bank. I'll throw that A-rig up to the bank, let it hit the bottom, snap it again like that, and I'll sort of slow roll it down the drop of that steep bank. Caught a lot of fish doing that. Really good to fish an A-rig in February on a riprap bank. Riprap is excellent. If you got grass, fishing it over submerged hydrilla or milfoil can be really good, but it's hard to beat points, guys. If you want to catch some bass on an A-rig, get a couple of those little hog farmers, the small, profiled ones I'm talking about. Put you some little Kitech swim baits on it, those little mega bass swim baits, and just run points all day long. You'll catch some good fish on it. That's all you really have to do, especially if you have those cloudy or windy days. So anyway, guys, I hope it helps you guys catch some good ones in February. We'll talk to y'all later.